Well, good morning, everyone. We have the ambassador on with us this morning, and today is his birthday. So this is going to be the ambassador's 555 birthday message. Mr. Ambassador, if you will, please give us a little bit of an introduction, and then I have a couple of questions to ask, and
Yes, good morning. What?
we'll see where things go.
Yes. Now, your line was cutting there, so I couldn't hear you. We are now standing at the coming of a new era, and I will be extremely busy this next coming weeks in preparation for a lot of things. So I wanted to do this program with you today, and I don't know when I will be able to be back at the program. I am having one planned performance there with Mr. Kev Baker before. Basically, I'm going idle or quiet for a while in the preparation of the work that we are doing, and also moving around. So I'm not going to be having some capacity. If I have the time and possibility and permission, I will drop in to give the word to you and the listeners during this journey. But now it's basically the time to do some hardcore work. So I'm going to be very occupied with that. And also, I heard that you had some of the listeners had some answers. So I would like to answer them because it comes to connect with a little bit of a message that I wanted to do also. Okay. And the message that you asked with me before, it was about the Swiss and with what's happening with the Swiss franc. Okay.
Right.
It's very important because the Swiss franc basically is it's a currency that is actually backing the euro. So in removing itself from the euro, basically this is an attack against the euro, and also, of course, the euro and the European Central Bank and the American Federal Reserve, and it's the same corporation, it's the same entities, and they're all interconnected. So basically, this is another move to basically destabilize euro and the US dollar, and also at the same time, the goal that that used to be backing this in France UBS, maybe it's not there anymore, maybe it's in another location. They have to revalue the currency based on what assets they really have. And, unfortunately, people that claims to be the owners of these things don't even know where it is. So, and what's happening. So, this is also another problem for, for a lot of people, but knowing what's going on, this is a natural process in this new system. And basically to move assets where it's supposed to be with its rightful custodians, and at the same time putting part this new financial system, we need to basically fix and settle the balances all around the world. But if you look at it, I think it's a great wake-up call for what's coming, and people should be thinking overlooking their economies at this time, and know where they should put their basically investments for securing the families in the future. And I think that's a good wake-up call. Maybe it's a little bit late, but it's at the same time, I think it's good to do as much as you can right now. And it's not the first time. We go back a little while, just I think a few months back, when the Swiss franc first was devaluing, and now basically moving away. So the problem here is, what is backing the euro? Now one of a strong foundation that actually backed the euro, and the assets that used to back the francs is not basically there the way it used to be in the past. So basically, this is a natural process, but it's a shocking process. But as long as you have a nice government in the shape of a dictatorship, similar to Ceausescu and similar other fascist governments like you have in the United States, you're all going to believe that the economy is going great and we're all blooming and it's all flourishing. Don't worry about anything. Everything is all fine. You understand? And then you're going to have just a situation just blasting straight in your face when, you're going to have a wake-up call, basically, that, we had a new crisis suddenly. And then, of course, they're going to blame all of this crisis on the oil war and energy war, and it's all Putin's fault. And, then basically people are going to be, oh, we have to, go to a new war, and, it's all Putin's fault for the financial crisis. So, and in reality, it's all organized by the same old man that always traumatizing the world and making big money in the doing so. And, the normal people will be the casualties. But again, it's up to us. It's up to us to actually make the difference and, don't allow them to get away with their crimes. Yes, and not allow them to basically be empowered by our silence. Okay. So, now I'm just telling you guys what's happening. So it's up to you all, including myself, to do something about that. Okay. And I think that's very important. Okay. And also, it was a lot of people that was in the past saying that, that I was somehow harsh against different people in my past.
Messages.
And so on and so on, messages and so on. And, but sorry, I have to use this sometime, I think, harder approaches for some people to realize and understand and wake up. And if you people cannot, the people that cannot see, it's almost like an insult to our intelligence. Okay, when we cannot see this type of rubbish, like that these people should be of some form of lost defense and all this type of stories. I'm sorry for you guys. I'm very, very sorry. I believe that unitively all of, okay, but if you want to believe in some form of Messiah that's supposed to come and save you out of these troubles, and the Messiah look the way these people look, then basically you run and hide. I'm not going to change that opinion. And I think that if you sit and reflect on that, you will come to the same conclusion as me, And I'm not saying that I'm anything better. I'm also doesn't claim to be the unique one, but I believe that all of us are the unique one, and we need to make a difference unitively. But if everyone says that it's all up to the ambassador to save the world, I never asked for that. Yes, so the thing is this way. But we have to do our work, to do our best to basically help and empower the people. And I don't think that sitting around and waiting for someone to save us, and that is not the solution.
There's an old legend that you and I have talked about a number of times about the dead soldiers waking up. That keeps coming to mind as we're talking here. Tell people about that legend and what you want to share about that.
Well, basically, it's an old legend, basically, and that is when a certain period of time will come, we will be going to a certain location and awaken these old warriors with the blowing of the horn. And basically, these people have been standing ready for battle for thousands of years. And at the time is that some people is actually coming, supposedly awake. And so with this new awakening, maybe we're also going to raise them to the final battle. And actually this morning, as I told you, I had a dream that basically confirmed that that whole what's called thing is on the edge of happening. So I think that we have to do our battle, we have to do our things. And I want people, when we started this thing and talked about the war on ignorance, I think that a lot of people actually has come and awake during these months. People have started seeing things in a different way. Some people, of course, desperately is trying to fight, staying asleep, and they want to be in their slumber. And I hope that during the time I succeeded to educate people about certain things, and that people could use some of the tools basically to see for deceptions. And when you listen to many of these people that claims to be working for the family, claims to be doing this and this for that and being involved with that, and they're very high level, and there are this all different type of stories. When you see that their stories doesn't make sense, and that the stories is just like any other broker on the internet, sorry to use this type of words, but basically it's just like it's no real knowledge. It's just like broken half truths here and there put together to sell you a pitch, basically. Okay, and people, because of their desperations, they are ready to take any pitch they can take. Okay, because they think that, oh, you know, this guy is gonna save me. Okay, now the thing is this way: is that, you know, when people doesn't know the difference between an elder and a keeper, you're seriously out there. When people talk about certain things like screens and books and bonds and grandpas and grandmas and you know, this and this and that, and people channeling this and channeling that, and people saying it's happening tomorrow, it's happening today, it's happening tomorrow, over and over again, and never it happens. Obama is being arrested over and over. I never met a jailbird like him going in and out of prison all the time, and all these different type of stories. Yes, you might wish it very much. Maybe you wish it enough, maybe it happens. I will not say it, but you know, you have to stop living in Disneyland. Okay, and you have to wake up to these people. That what's the real agenda? Who do they serve? Do they serve you, or do they serve themselves and their own egos? Okay, and I wanted people to wake up to the situation, like people stating, "I'm the King of Kings. I am." Or will you ask a very simple question to him? You know, is he your father? Oh, I don't know who's my father. I don't know who's your mother. I mean, wake up, people. Wake up. You know, when you know, and people say, oh, he is the Antichrist. If he is the Antichrist, I'm smiling myself. You know, this is like, you know, it's like ridiculous. And we like to believe in idol worship, this type of cartoon characters. And, you know, and it is a sad thing. It's a sad thing. And does it mean that all of these people, you know, some of them didn't have good ideas, that they didn't have some solutions? Yes, they do have. Some of them have maybe some good ideas. Some people have maybe some good intention in the background. Focus on that, empower each other, and work together. You understand? I mean, I've been sitting and hearing stories going back for many years when it concerns to other people. And I said to people is that I know very well who you guys are. I know everything about you guys. Maybe you don't know who I am, but I know who you are. Okay? But like I was warning the people, telling the people before, change. Look yourself in the mirror, okay? Reflect on yourself and change. I'm not here to attack you. I'm here to help you, actually. Okay? And, you know, it's like I said so many times before, you know, what I'm going to tell my children. Now, what are you going to tell God the day? You know, are you going to be like this old emperor that, you know, that they said that, you know, you have to go back because the pigs have done more than you? You know, we have to reflect on that. We have to reflect on that. And also at the same time, for our Cabal people and for the Pope and everyone else, you made some promises. And
they've been making promises for a long time.
Exactly, but we are watching the actions. Okay, we are waiting for seeing some good reactions and some good actions, and at the same time, seeing the sadness and the high level of ignorance after what happened in France.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that? I mean, because it looked like France was moving away from the Cabal, maybe even towards the BRICS nations, and it was supporting a Palestinian state or something along that line, and all of a sudden they had these terrorist attacks, and it looks like France has maybe made a little bit of a retreat back into the Cabal and on the Cabal side instead of standing up for where they seemed to be headed before those fake terrorist attacks that they had in Paris.
I mean, that you see, you have your answer right there. This is a part of extortion racketeering, a part of the mass programming and the mass fear campaign and the mass ignorance controlling system that they've been using for years over and over again. It's funny that people is buying into it so aggressively each and every time. You understand? It's very sad. I recommend people to do more research on it, and you will find a lot of inconsistencies, and you will see that it almost looks like it was all staged for a certain person or for certain people. And even the thing that now that Benjamin Netanyahu, who is a freedom fighter and a hero for humanity, is now offering more land from the Palestinians to give to the Jewish people from France so that they can escape the tyranny. And so always someone else have to suffer for someone else's crimes. And if it would be Muslims that was involved in this action, I really pray and hope that you people will wake up and see that it probably would cause much more hurt than anything else. And if God or the Holy Prophet is somehow offended by these cartoons, let them take their judgment of the people, and don't buy into and start aiding and assisting the Cabal anymore. And it's also time for everyone, I think, to go back and revise and rethink yourselves and your own faiths, and start studying what is actually written in the Quran or the Bible, and and maybe be more awakened. I have seen a great awakening this last 6 months. Being a part of the Gideonite classes and listening to it with all these religious leaders from the world. It has strengthened my faith very much, and that probably is traumatizing for the people. That I think that that's not really what they wanted, But I really feel strengthened in my own faith, basically, because I see so much of the contradictions that these religious leaders is teaching, that it makes myself feel much more stronger in my own feelings. And if you study, these things, you will come to conclusions that, like we talked so much time about, me, you, and Ron, is that it's important that, to go back to the original scriptures and the things. In mindset, you will find a lot of truths, and then you will see that there's a lot of misinformation and contradictions in the teachings that people and doctrines that the people touch. And then you can ask yourself, where does this doctrine come from? Is it from God, or is it actually from maybe the Antichrist and the Cabal groups, the 666? And then you will come to the quite obvious answer to that it actually comes from the 666, not from God. Yeah. You understand? And, it's important for us to unify ourselves and to come out of this ignorance and do some research and wake up. Now we have computers everywhere.
Yeah, speaking of that, let me say, I saw a Russia Today program yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday, and they were talking about the ambassador or the representative of the Saudi government in France calling for freedom of the press at the same time where they took one of the bloggers from Saudi Arabia, and they're sentencing him to 1,000 lashes with a whip or something. Every Friday he gets 50 lashes. And his wife, of course, said that he will not survive the 1,000 lashes. Every Friday they're going to give him in public. This is Saudi Arabia government that's calling for freedom of the press while they're flogging someone that that is speaking out, and they don't like what he's saying.
But this is this is also one of the greatest allies to Israel and the United States. Yes, you heard me right, Israel. Okay, and the thing is this way: is that we are always hearing the critics, they say, people criticizing and aggressing on Iran, and, how big threat Iran is, and how bad Iran is, and all time, Iran, because the Cabal so desperately wants to go there and to aggress on the people of Iran. Now, if you look and compare these two countries, you have religious minorities represented in the government of Iran. It's a much more free country. It's almost, like I said to you before, it's no democracies, by my opinion, on the planet. But anyway, it's a more democratic system in Iran than it is in Saudi Arabia. But the problem with Saudi Arabia is that it's so much double standard. And if you go down and research a lot of Saudi Arabia and look at even the infrastructure situation and things that they're doing, you see that they're aligning a lot with the Cabal in almost everything they do. And it's not only Saudi Arabia, it's most nations in that region. And so I think that it's very important to put that into intention, that it's very easy that you can call other people to do things, but, do it yourself. You understand?
Yeah,
you
it's
want
like
to
the
change
U.S.
things.
calling for human rights, or Israel calling for human rights, when they're the worst human rights violators on the planet.
Yeah, and I mean that's the whole 666 system, is to claim that they come with peace, claim they come with democracy, claim they come with something, and then basically come with war and tyranny. And that's the and as long as we people buy into their fucking rubbish, then they're gonna be able to be empowered, and we are empowering them, and basically they will just continue to do all these things. And it's time for us to basically wake up and see that, how can we do these things? How can we change this? Understand? And people said that, you don't give a solution. Yes, I do. It's a lot of solutions. Just think about it yourself. I don't know what Mr. Wimpy Do, for example, is doing in that country, or Mr. Simsu, or whoever name we want to use. I don't know your personal background. I don't know what you work with. What is your occupation? I don't know what is your life situation. I cannot talk to billions of people individually on this program. That's why I'm saying to reflect on yourself in the mirror. What can I do? Is that I know what I can do based on my own thing, and I'm doing it. You understand? Look into how can I dispower the beast myself. And so this is what we need to understand, and think and do the research. How do I empower the beast? Okay? And the biggest thing that we do is that we are basically keeping quiet and sitting and hoping for someone else to rapture us. And, it's like a lot of people being traumatized. Oh, no, I'm being raptured. No, I'm being saved. No, the spaceship is coming to save me, and so on and so on. Yeah?
Yeah, somebody sent me a question that said they heard on the Dave Schmidt program. I didn't hear you say it, so I'm not sure where it came from, but he said something about the escape village in Asia. Now, is that a rapture type of thing where people can escape?
No, of course not.
Please talk about that.
Basically, what this is basically we are building a military society. Okay, not a military society, a military society. Okay,
a miniature.
A miniature city. Okay, off the grid type of city, and basically where people could come from all around the world, basically to join and basically work together with us to assist humanity in this transition time. Okay, and this property exists already. And things is already on the move on all the different stuff, and it is in one country in Asia. And basically, this place is now being planned to take in, and it's going to be like a little role model. We have already a lot of other cities, like the City of Science, different type of cities all around the world that have been built and waiting for certain type of things. But this is a different city. This is for right now, where basically we can work together, and where scientists and other people and people that wants to escape 666 and work for 555, can come and join and stay and work with us. And that is basically interesting that someone catch it up. I don't remember where I stated that, or if it was stated.
I must have missed that. I must have dozed off at that point if you did it on the most recent one of Dave Schmidt's program, because I don't remember that until I got this email. I didn't remember hearing the term escape village.
No, I think I used the word escape village for it, but actually what it is that it is a special headquarters being built for certain operations, and I used the term escape village for it because it will be a place basically to escape the 666 grid, okay, and where we basically going to be able to do our work in peace and quiet. I cannot disclose where it is for security reasons.
Okay, obviously.
But we're having this place there, and for the people that wants to help and assist the world in the shift and change, you're welcome to try to contact Ron, and we will see if you are suitable and have the right intentions to be a part of this the mission that we are trying to fulfill. And that's why I said to people before is that yes, we do not want to fight and argue with people that claims to be serving the same purpose as we do, as helping and save humanity. And but at the same time, I don't want people to be deceived and fooled. Okay, and it's never too late for people to change their mind and to change themselves and do the right thing. But I will be busy now doing this operations for the next coming days in front of the coming New Year celebration. And so I wanted to just give a short update and discussion with you, Ron, and to you people and your listeners. And I hope that I will be back to you guys soon with some more great updates. But of security concerns now, I will be going quiet for a little while. Meanwhile, I'm doing a certain type of operations.
Okay. Well, I hope I didn't divert you too much off of your intended course.
No, when we speak, we speak from the heart in a free flow. So it's not prearranged discussions,
Right. So, okay. Well, I trust you're going to have some birthday celebration, and that you've got family and friends that are going to be with you to help you celebrate. I know you're a non-drinker, so I don't think you're going to get drunk or anything like that. But I know you're going to have a good time, or at least I hope you're going to have a good time today in celebration of the anniversary of your birth. And I won't say how old you are. People that know, and people that don't need to right now.
Also, very important thing to know is I am not a person that normally take too much interest in celebrating my birthday. I never really, came from that type of thing in my family. We never really put effort in celebrating this type of birthdays and holidays and so on and so on, of religious reasons. But, what I think we should do is to, every time we have a birthday, it reminds me about that I'm getting older. And so it's time for me to basically get myself younger now, I think. And that time is ticking, and, we are responsible for changing our lives and our future. So I will use this day here basically to reflect with my family and just gain some powers from their company and basically move on to do my best to make sure that we are all going to have multiple birthdays in the coming future.
Yeah, the reason that you don't celebrate birthdays or holidays is you had some early training as a Jehovah's Witness, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
they don't go for holidays and birthdays and stuff like that.
No, exactly. It's my grandmother was a Jehovah's Witness. We have this is funny. We have Jewish people in the family. We have Jehovah's Witnesses in the family, and we have some Christians in the family, and we even have Muslims in the family. But having this type of what's called, and most of them all have been fundamentalists in their own arena. So think about that growing up in family meetings, always having religious arguments and discussions. It basically made me, instead of studying more and more into these things, and I basically came to my own conclusion, and I followed my own path of religious belief. And I believe we all believe in the same God, just in different ways. But having a grandmother and a father that was following the footsteps of his mother, I was, indoctrinated in the Jehovah's Witness system as a small boy until I was thrown out of the religious place of worship.
Kingdom Hall kicked you out?
Yeah, because I was laughing at them because I thought they were such a hypocrites. And that was probably my great awakening at the age of 12. But so I never really, it was never so much effort into this. My mother is a normal Christian, but and from that part of the family. But so we have a lot of, what's called real interesting things when you go and look in the family situation. But for me, the birthdays and holidays have never really been such a great thing. It's but we have to celebrate life, and we have to celebrate the family and being together, and use this type of days of getting older to actually focus on changing the world and try to stay alive, basically.
Well, thank you, my friend, and I do still wish you a happy birthday, even if you don't celebrate. I hope you have whatever your heart desires. I hope you can experience that today and every day, and that we can all experience the desires of our heart more and more as 555 overcomes 666.
Thank you very much, brother. And God bless you and the people. And to next time, keep on the good work, all of you.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.